talking to yourself while alone. You think it's a sign you're losing it. It's not. In fact, the people who do it the most might be the ones thinking the clearest. Talking to yourself is not a sign of instability or madness. It's a well-documented cognitive process called self-directed speech, sometimes called private speech. And it's not some fringe theory. It goes back almost 100 years to a Russian psychologist named Lev Vygotsky. Vygotsky noticed something in children. When kids solve a puzzle, they often narrate out loud. This piece goes here. No, wait, try this one. Adults used to assume this was just immature babbling. Vygotsky argued the opposite. This out loud narration was the child literally thinking. Over time, that speech doesn't disappear. It goes underground. It becomes what we call inner monologue, which means the voice in your head right now reading these words that used to be spoken out loud when you were a kid. Some people's private speech never fully goes silent. It leaks back out. And that's not a bug. Here's where it gets interesting. In 2011, researchers Gary Lupien and Daniel Swingley published a study in the Quarterly Journal of Experimental Psychology. They gave participants a visual search task. Find a specific object, like an umbrella or a butterfly, hidden among a cluttered set of images. Half the time, participants just searched silently. The other half, they said the object's name out loud while they searched. Saying the word out loud made people faster, measurably faster. The researchers called this the label feedback effect. Hearing the word doesn't just describe what you're looking for, it actually sharpens your visual system's ability to detect it. Your brain becomes a better umbrella detector the moment you say umbrella. And it's not just visual search. A more recent study from UC San Diego in 2023 tested memory. Participants played a card-matching game. Find hidden pairs, remember where they are. One group stayed silent. The other group talked out loud the entire time. The talkers needed fewer turns to win. Fewer turns means better memory performance, full stop. The researchers behind that study proposed a couple of reasons why. 1. Narrating a task out loud keeps your attention locked onto what actually matters, so you're less likely to drift. 2. When you say something out loud, you're not just thinking it, you're hearing it. That creates a second memory trace, an auditory one stacked on top of the visual one. 2 channels of memory instead of 1. There's even a study out of Bangor University where people who read instructions out loud, instead of silently, concentrated better and perform the task more accurately afterward. Something as simple as vocalizing appears to change how deeply information gets processed. So if this is genuinely useful, why does it feel so embarrassing to do in public? Somewhere along the way, we absorbed a cultural rule. Silence equals focus. Professional, composed, in control. If you're moving your lips while you work, or muttering to yourself while you cook, or narrating your grocery list under your breath, that's read as strange, or worse, as a sign something's wrong with you. But that rule isn't backed by how your brain actually processes information. It's a social convention, not a cognitive fact. Some researchers even suggest that vocalizing developed as a tool for organizing thought in real time. Turning a messy, half-formed idea into a structured sentence forces your brain to sequence it, step by step. It's the mental equivalent of thinking out loud versus thinking in fragments. When you force that process into total silence, you're not becoming more disciplined. You might just be making the job harder for yourself. Now, a fair caveat, because this isn't a blanket always talk to yourself rule. There's a difference between task-directed self-talk, narrating a problem, walking yourself through steps, saying a word out loud to lock onto it, and spiraling, repetitive, negative self-talk, the kind that just replays anxiety on a loop. The research here is about the first kind, self-talk that organizes and directs, not rumination. So the benefit isn't talk to yourself about anything. It's narrating what you're doing out loud actually helps you do it. So the next time you catch yourself narrating your day, muttering through a problem, or saying a word out loud just to remember it, don't stop yourself. You're not being weird. You're using a tool your brain has had since childhood, one that's been quietly measured and confirmed by researchers for over a decade. Does this feel familiar? Drop a yes in the comments if you're a fellow self talker, and subscribe for more breakdowns of why your brain does what it does.